So this is my car floating on a homemade raft, and we're trying to take it to an island. This idea is inspired by Top Gear. In an episode over 10 years ago, they went to Africa and they had to cross a river using a homemade raft. They had to get all three of their cars over the river, and ever since then I've always wanted to do this myself. But obviously we don't have a massive production behind us. It's just me and Eric. So how are we going to do this? Here's the goals for this video. Our first goal: building a raft that's capable of carrying our car. Our car weighs about 800 kilograms, and with 6 of these plastic barrels we should have enough buoyancy to float the car. So we're going to have 12 plastic barrels. This will give us a weight capacity of about 2,500 kilograms, which is definitely overkill. Our second goal is to try and find the perfect location where we're not going to get caught straight away. And our third and final goal is to try and get to an island and drive the car around the island. This is going to be the most difficult, but first we need to get the car and the materials.
This is fucking funny, man.
So the first thing we needed to build was the outer frame. This is a main structure for the raft, so it's important that it's the correct length. So me and Eric cut it into length and screwed it all together. Next we put the barrels into place, so we knew where to put the inner frame. The inner frame consists of 2 wooden beams, and these obviously stop the barrels from moving about. And after another hour or so, this is what it looked like with the barrels and the inner frames. You can see that it no longer moves about, and it's starting to really come together already. And now the next thing we had to do was the slots. These slots stop the barrels from moving anymore. So we put the wooden planks into position and cut it into the correct length again. And you can see that it's almost complete. The barrels no longer have any movement, and this is very important because if one barrel is out of position, the entire raft could go down.
Very sexy, man.
Yeah, it took half an hour.
Half an hour, half a day.
Now the final thing to do was a wooden floor. This is obviously to drive the vehicle onto and to stop the barrels from floating upwards. So we covered the entire raft in flooring. So the raft was now complete. All we'd have to do is put the barrels underneath the raft once we get to Scotland. But before we head to Scotland, we decided to do a few modifications to the car. We sawed off the catalytic converter. This is to make the car louder, but we didn't expect it to sound this good. After this, we spotted a McLaren, and we knew that he wouldn't want to race us because we would absolutely destroy him.
Wanna race?
This is a Bugatti. Go for it. Go.
Okay, so now we've got the car and the raft ready, it's time to actually attempt this. We had 2 different choices. We could either go all the way to Loch Lomond in Scotland, and that's about a 4.5 hour drive. Second choice was the Lake District in England, but at that time of year it was full of tourists, so we decided to go with Scotland. Once we get to Loch Lomond, which is a huge lake, there's a few different choices we have. For our first attempt, we'll try and pay to go in a campsite and use a private slip ramp. And if that doesn't work, we've always got a plan B. Plan B is to use a public slip ramp. Now if we do this, we can't go to the island, or at least we still got some way of getting the car into the water. That's the main goal for this video. And with that being said, it was time for me and Eric to head to Scotland. Eric got in the red Ford KA, and I got into the car with the trailer and the raft. We both drove for hours through the night, finally ending up in Scotland. The next day, we woke up and got everything ready for the attempt. But what we didn't expect is how insane Loch Lomond actually was.
I'm a pop star, not a doctor. Watch her, says she rep a whole different block, so I blocked her. Busy at the crib, cooking salmon with the lobster. If we talking joints, it's just me and David Foster.
So attempt number 1. Me and Eric made our way to the campsite, and we told them that we wanted to put a raft into the water, and we didn't mention anything about the car. And we only had a limited amount of time before they would notice what we were actually doing, so we had to get everything ready as quick as we could.
I can't believe this one.
Jump. Are you getting off now?
Yeah, don't go too fast. Keep going, keep going. Stop, stop, stop! Stop, stop.
Me Me and Eric managed to get the car into the water, and we had very limited time. We didn't want the people to find out. We tried to get the electric motor to work, which we attached to the car battery, and this would allow us to get away.
We need to get the head center.
Do you trust this?
Me and Eric were trying to get away from the shore before anyone noticed, and then this happened.
Oh, Ollie, we're fucked.
One of the staff members noticed what we were doing because someone snitched on us. He said if we don't get the car and the raft off the water right now, that he's going to call the park rangers.
I'm turning it around.
And obviously we could have got arrested. Me and Eric really didn't know what to do.
Are we coming back?
I don't know. The guy said he's going to call the ranger. We wanted to go to the island. Look, it's working.
What's a fucking ranger?
No, we've got like, we just unscrew it all. It's like, it's really difficult to get it off. What's that? We've got ramps. We've got ramps. No.
What is it?
I don't know what Melorocky is.
What the fuck is my rocket? Let's fucking leave, Ollie.
You turn it on. You just go then.
They won't let me in the UK again if I...
So should we just go back then?
Let's just fucking leave.
We drove it in. It was working so well as well.
Let's fucking leave, Ollie.
I'm just going to leave it here for a second and speak to the guy.
Why is it fucking bright then?
I'm getting the trailer now. I don't know how we're going to do this. We've got to somehow get it onto the trailer. This is going to be a nightmare. We're so close to getting it done as well. We were literally out in the water and it's floating on its own weight. And we had to turn around.
Look how bent
This is so annoying, man. The island was literally over there. We were so close to it and it was working. We're going to have to try this again 100%.
After all the hard work, planning, and even time that we wasted just doing all of this, we wanted to just go out to the island, but we didn't want to get anyone in trouble, and we didn't want to risk getting arrested. So we had no choice but to take the car off the raft and take the raft out of the water, and we thought we would have no chance of even getting it back in the water that day. After leaving the campsite, we managed to find a public slipway where we could attempt this, and no one could stop us.
Lake number 2. Well, it's the same lake, different spot.
If we could just get it out into the water, even just for a few minutes before it went dark, that would be amazing.
Keep going.
And with about half an hour of daylight left, that's what we managed to do. We managed to actually get it into the water.
Are you stranded?
No, it's fine. We got a motor.
Where are you going with the car?
Where are you taking the car?
We're going to the island. No, I'm joking.
On the phone to the police.
Right, Eric's going to start the car while it's on a raft. You started the car while it's on a raft. We've got the rotor here. Make sure it's aiming in the right direction. We're going to head towards shore now before it gets too dark. But I think this is successful. We're going to have to try and do this and take it to an actual island. That was a plan for today's video, but obviously those obstacles got in the way. But the fact we've even managed to do this at all is an accomplishment. Look, there's like people watching this shit.
So they tried to stop us, but it didn't work. Me and Eric somehow found a way to get the car onto the raft and the raft into the water. This is a big accomplishment, even though we weren't able to get to the island. But we can always try this again one day. So if you want to see us attempt this again, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and we definitely will give it another shot.